and then we're here, Substance Painter. I'm gonna import and create a new project, 4K, and boom, I have all the objects I want. Each one is here. You can see Create Starfighter, and I'm gonna be baking all the maps here. So let's bake all the maps we need. That's gonna be texture set settings, bake mesh maps. So it takes a little while, especially because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 models here. And okay, so we have all the basic channels that we need. We just need to apply the select ID map. So I import the resources, my folder in the resources, and now I can download the material ID map and plug this on the ID channel here. And remember, I have to import each one of the material ID textures before I can plug on the ID map channel. So now I can go to select ID map, and I can go and select the ID maps that I created from my end. So this one and just the last one. So here's the material ID. It's working. Let's save this, and let's see what we get here. Substance Painter going slow. Back to material. Let's select a smart material, some basic material that we can use as a starting point for our hanger. I think this steel scratched will work fine. Not sure. It looks good. What about this steel painted? No, the steel painted scrapped. Looks good also, but I want this to be blue, not green. So I'm just changing the color, the base color. Then what about this red paint? Looks good. A lot of different details. So let's change some colors here on the dirt, and let's try another one. Okay, we start to see something taking shape, but let's try some other materials. So what about this steel painted, clipped dirty? We can change this color to a blue, and I think that works. So I created the color selection mask, and it looks good. So now I need this golden material. This one has some interesting textures. They affect the normal map, so it looks it gives you more detail for free. So I'm gonna put this metal on the yellow parts, and again just creating a color selection mask using the material ID. I think I have the basic colors, so let's try to do the same for this other module. This is gonna be the wall with the door, and we use the same materials, and they look good. So if you notice, I'm just copying the materials I have from one of the modules to the other, because I'm using basically the same materials with the same material ID colors. So I can just do this. I'm just like Control C, Control V. It takes a while to calculate, but then you get everything that you need there. For the Starfighter, we need some additional work because this TIE Fighter has 2 extra colors. So let's hide the other ones, and let's just zoom in the Starfighter. Substance Painter, it looks like it's gonna crash. I hope it will not. Oh, okay, we're back. So we still have to change some of the materials. We have some extra materials. We're not gonna use that yellow. So I'm gonna try to use this steel painted rough, and we're gonna affect the dirt part of the smart material. And because I don't like the scale that much, so I'm gonna try to change some stuff here. So maybe change this. This is a little bit too much. Maybe this, no. I'm just thinking, no, that's not gonna work. Let me see. Okay, this material will work as the cockpit glass. In my mind, it looks like a metal, but it's like plated. It's like from the inside he can look outside, but from the outside you cannot. So now I'm create a layer, and I create a painted, and I'm gonna use the normal maps to create extra details on this starfighter. So similar to what we did with the character. Now I'm just gonna start creating some interesting details using the normal map, using the hard surfaces section of our library. We have a lot of interesting options to create normal details on the model. So I'm just creating some interesting shapes, like a little square here, another square here. And okay, this is interesting form here, so let's put this here. And what else I could do? Let me, another one here, another one here. And again, if it doesn't look as good in the beginning, always remember that the smart materials are not recognizing the normal maps yet. We're gonna have to do some changes, and then the smart materials will recognize the normal map, and then the look's gonna be way more interesting. So let's get something that looks a little bit more science fiction-ish. So we create some extra detail, and here in the back I want something circular. I don't know what. I think that's gonna work, those two wheels here. So maybe that's just like a cooler. You get like just heat outside, and then you have those grates here. The little detail here. What else can I do? Oh yeah, this farm looks interesting. It looks like something that you would have to pull out in emergency. And again, just improvising, just looking at the different normal brushes we have, and just thinking if that would fit there or not. So another one here, and a circular one here. And I like those ones. It looks like stuff that you have to interact with, maybe to open a part of the starship, maybe to operate another part of it. So it looks interesting. So I have some long ones here on the front, and here again. And well, a lot of that makes no sense. It's just creating random, interesting science fiction looking details here. So I just created this new layer, and have my normals copy, and I have to affect some of the dirty detail. I'm gonna apply micro norm, the smart materials to interact with the normal detail that I just created. Again, it's a little boring process, but we'll have to do it. And as we do this, you see, looks way more interesting. I'm just checking some details here on each smart material to see if there's something that I could put the normal to interact with. Not sure. maybe this rust here. Let's go check the rest here. So I have my crate here, looking good. The walls. Let me create some little details here in this wall here. So same process. I create a layer, and with paint I'm using the hard surface paint to create those normals. So same thing, little details, some interesting details that I think would fit well in this environment. So I think I'm gonna put this here on the side, another one here, and maybe this one here on the top. And again, if that was for a more professional project, I would be a little bit more careful where I'm putting everything. But here I'm just like eyeballing and having fun, improvising. I didn't like that, so I erased, and I put some grid here and here, here, and okay. So now let's focus on this module here. This is the entrance, and same thing, normals, a new layer with a paint applied, and we're gonna put some of, I don't know, those, maybe some grids here, and here on the ceiling. On the side, the circular one is good, and a different one here. And if you use like some of those really like tiny, they could look like screws, but if they are big, they could look something like you can open in a big space. Again, just like random science fiction details. And I'm applying the micro normal, so the smart material will be interacting, like the dirt of the smart material will be interacting with the normal. And let's do the same here for this part here, and on, and boom. Now let me take a look at my crate here. Same process, normal, paint, and let's get some interesting hard surface brushes here. So no, I don't like this one, so let's create this again. Okay, so now here and here, and Substance Painter decided to almost crash during saving. Okay, so it's back. So let's position this here, and we're good. Now I want something in the opposite direction, so I can put this here. So now we're gonna put a lot of the screws around here, just to make this a little bit more interesting. And the same thing here, maybe on the top. Oh, there's a little mistake there, it is one extra one, so let's clean that and continue on the rest. So I'm gonna have to fix that one there. Here on the top, and this part here on the bottom, and here let's redo this here. It's the same, so it's correct now. And I'm gonna do a different type of screw here. So just for, I don't need in, yeah, I think just for around the circular shape will look interesting. So we need to do here too, and here. And let's see, I think looking good. So again, I'm using the same process, micro normal, and with the anchor applied there. So now looks good. And finally, we can take a look at the, wait a minute. So oh, sorry, I was using like the correct material. I wanted to move it with the Starfighter, and I was making changes to the crate. So I'm focusing here on the normal, some extra normal details here. So I want to, similar to what I did to the crate, I'm gonna create some extra normals, like some screws on the Starfighter. I turn off some of the material, so part of it is white, and I can turn off this one, so everything's gonna be white. It's gonna be a little bit clearer what I'm doing here. So, and here, the symmetry is not, it wasn't on, so let's delete this and some extra ones here, and here on the side on the cockpit too. And again, just improvising, not thinking too much about that. Just want to make something interesting as an example for the class. So okay, more here. Two more here. Here on the nose, and I think I need something. Okay, here I already have something here. Okay, so now I'm gonna put this. I have an anchor for the normals, and then I have the copy, and okay, now everything is interacting correctly. And what else I need? So let's see. I think we're good. Substance painters give me a hard time again. Okay, we're back, and let's export this. So I'm exporting in my folder here, export textures, select folder. I have my texture sets, and I'm exporting everything. So I'm back in Maya here, and I plugged everything, and I built the environment. As you can see, we have different modules being repeated, like one single module with the door here, and then you have this other one that is repeated 4 times. Then you have the front and the back that are different, but the middle one is repeated like 4 times between the ones with the door. Because it is modular, it looks nice, but we don't have to use like a gigantic texture, and we don't need to use a lot of memory because we are only using 4K texture, which is a good size. Here in the Hypershade, you can see how I plugged the textures to the meshes. Just typical Arnold material, nothing too fancy, nothing different, just what you did before. So here it's a turntable of the inside of the environment. This is not a Arnold render, it's just a play blast from the viewport 2.0. So this is how you create your own environment. And remember, I'm using the science fiction example just because it is something easier for me to improvise. But you can use the same technique to create anything. You can create a medieval castle, you can create, I don't know, a urban environment, maybe like a subway station, maybe a New York street. Anyway, the techniques are going to be pretty similar. So I hope that that was useful for you, and that's all for now.